Last year was pretty tough for me. I mean, obviously, the pass rushing rate was high, the pressure rate was high, but it was hard for me to get home. And, I'm like, God, like I'm there. And, man, I was letting it worry me so much. And one night I just prayed. I'm like, Lord, whenever the time comes, I'll be here. I'll be prepared. I'm just continue to do the work, continue to go out every day and put my best foot forward. And what better time for it to show itself on the worldwide stage, man, in the Super Bowl. And I was just overjoyed. I was so overjoyed for that moment, knowing all the work that I put in all year and have it show up at that time. It was pretty special for me.
One of the good guys for sure, Derick Hall with 2 sacks in the Super Bowl. Now he has that new contract. Walt's back with us now, and Walt with that big deal, and he's in the fold now. That helps fortify that defensive line. So what makes that D-line of the Seahawks so strong?
I think they play well together. I think nobody is searching to be the guy. They know their opportunities, and they all celebrate. I said, when you see a defense like that, where you're seeing guys, if a 3 technique get a sack, everybody's excited for it. Ain't nobody, trying to be like, I don't have mine. Just like what he was just saying. Like, hey, when is my opportunities? And when those opportunities come, you take advantage. So I think what these guys do so well is that they work so well together. So they want everybody to be successful. And I think that's what's a sign of a great defense, where nobody's caring who get the prize, but it's all about we doing it all in a team setup. So I think that's going to take this team further and further as they play together, that they all want to be successful and they don't care who does it.
Hey, Walt, you spent a lot of years blocking for the Seahawks all-time leading rusher, former NFL MVP Shaun Alexander. He said the team's first-round pick, running back Jadarian Price from Notre Dame, will be the only rookie to rush for 1,000 yards this season. Do you tend to agree with him on that?
He's a rookie, though, so I don't know. It's just one of those things. Depends on his opportunities. I think he's a great running back. I think he's a great running back for what we lost. You look at him. I think he's a little bigger than K9 was, but still, again, he still got that kind of low body running. Where they keep the shoulder pads low. So I think as a running back, you have to be that to be able to get through those holes, those small, those skinny holes. But still, again, I think it's all about his opportunity. It depends on what he do in training camp and how quickly he learned this offense and can go out there and understand what this offense is asking for. I think a lot of times with rookie running back, I think that's the hardest part, to understand what they want you to do in this offense. A lot of times, these running backs come in, they think all they got to do is run the ball, but still, again, you got to know the defense, you got to know why they checking. So it's just a matter of him, how quick he catch on to it. I think if he does, he probably could run for 1,000 yards, because I know this offense is all built on running the ball the way they did last year, especially throughout that playoff run. So I know they're going to instill that this year for these guys to continue to keep running the ball.
Hey, what was it like blocking for Shaun back in the day?
It was easy, man. Like you got to realize that what Shaun had back then. You had 2 All-Pro linemen, you had an All-Pro fullback. So Shaun used to be in meetings and say, "Oh, so all I got to do is beat the safety." So that made it easy for us. So I think for him personally, he knew how to get to the end zone. And I think the cool thing, like I said, about these younger running backs, is all about understanding the game. I remember when we got real good is when we all, as a group, got into the meeting without the coaches and picked out defenses. So now everybody know what's going on. You understand why they checking, why they doing this, and I think that's when the games get fun. That's when you playing this chess match and you understand it. So for Shaun, he was a student of the game. He understood the game. He understood blocking scheme. So that what made Shaun so great.
Yeah, and you mentioned when the games got fun. I loved his celebrations when he put the football to bed like a little baby. Did he ever ask you about any of those? Did you ever help him out? Like, hey, Walt, what should I do?
For me, it's all about seeing them in the end zone, man. I don't keep up with the celebration. They can have that, but I think it's all part of your position and what you do. I think now you've seen a lot of linemen now, they get involved into the celebrations and stuff. I think it just makes the game fun. But for us as linemen, man, it's like, okay, you got in the end zone, let's go kick this PAT, and we're going to sit down and get some rest. But still, again, I think it's fun for the fans. The fans love to see that, love the celebration. I'm glad that they let these kids have fun and celebrate when they score a touchdown, because those things are hard to get in this league.
Hey, Walt, we hear a lot about the importance of off-season work leading to regular season success. You spent 12 seasons in the NFL, Hall of Fame career. I know you, later on in your career, did not like camp, always like to come in late, as late as you possibly could. But how do you keep the off-season work from being a grind?
I think you just got to figure. I think a lot of time, I tell people all the time, it's all about self-motivating and whatever that is. Nowadays these guys work out. They work out is all about mental preparation. I think a lot of time, I think these younger kids have figured out that it's all about the mental part of the game. How can you prepare yourself for that? So I think it's not just being in the weight room, going outside and running. I think a lot of these kids understand, the mental breaks and stuff like that, where you have to take a break from all of this and kind of unplug, but still again, you understand the grind because everybody is working. And it's not like back in the days where you could come to camp and get in shape. These kids have to be in shape now at OTAs and all this stuff. These guys are literally ready to play football right now. So I think for that part, and like I say, the game is not as hard as it back, especially when it comes to the part about being in pads and practices every day. So it's all about the mental part of the game, being ready to play the game without having a lot of contact in practice.
All right, Walt, you're a Hall of Famer, one of the greatest Seahawks of all time. It's been a big week in regards to the news with Russell Wilson. Put the video out there. He's going to be heading to CBS Sports, beginning his broadcast career. What did Russell Wilson mean to the Seahawks franchise? And in your mind, is he a possible Hall of Famer?
That's been a question been asked for the last couple of days too. Though. So I think I tell them all the time. I said, if we ask him that question, that tells me that some people think he should. I think that what he did in Seattle was amazing. He brought a Super Bowl here. He brought a standard that everybody got used to. What he did here for 10 years, he sparked the fans. They kept the standard going. We in 2005 we kind of did that, and then we had this lull, and then all of a sudden we made these draft picks, and now everything just flipped. So for me personally, I don't know if he'll be a first ballot, but I think sooner or later he probably will, just by what he did in Seattle, what he brought back to Seattle, the things that he did here in Seattle. So I think a lot of that stuff is what he did on the field too. I know that doesn't correlate to the Hall of Fame, but still, again, it's all about, did you change the, a lot of times people want to say, you got to be this for 5 years. Now, I think it's all about what you meant to that organization. And when you sit down and make that vote, did he do the things he needed to do as a quarterback? And I thought he did everything he needed to do when he was here in Seattle. Now, what happened after he left Seattle, that's up for call. But I think his 10 years here in Seattle, I think he's worthy of talk about. So I think it will happen. I don't know if it happened first ballot, but I think it will happen.
Okay, so worthy of talking about a Hall of Fame. Well, you sound a little bit like a politician there at the end, playing both sides of the fence. I think he's a Hall of Fame citizen, tremendous in the community, just a great human being. I don't think he's a Hall of Fame football player, but you're saying yes, he is.
I would say yes. I think it's all about a matter of time. I don't think, it's all about the labeling too. I don't think he's a first ballot. Like it's an automatic. I think it's all about looking at the numbers and seeing. And I think just sitting alone with what he did in Seattle, I think you can cancel out what happened after he left Seattle. I think what he was able to bring here in Seattle, he's totally worthy of, talking about it.
No, I mean, you throw out his numbers and you look at some of the quarterbacks that are in the Hall of Fame, and Russell has some better numbers. So good stuff, Walt. One more question before we let you go. We know you're busy. This week on the show, Paul Sylvie revealed his guilty pleasure, late night ice cream sodas. Sometimes he has them with Coke. Sometimes he uses like a orange soda. Mine is peanut butter Reese's Cups. There's Paul right there, Walt, enjoying one of his A&W root beer sodas. There's his creamsicle soda. Walt, do you have any guilty pleasures in the kitchen?
Oh man, mine is ice cream too, but it's ice cream. It's a vanilla ice cream with Dorito nacho cheese chips, and you dip the chips. You get the chips and you dip the ice cream with the chips, not with a spoon. You dip it with the chips. So you put it in the bowl, you surround the ice cream with the Doritos, and then you eat it. That's my guilty pleasure.
That is off the charts, man.
What? I've never heard of it, but I want it. Well, I want it now. What in the world? How does the chip hold up? Does the chip not break?
It's a Dorito. Doritos are pretty strong chips, man. So you just grab it, boom. dip it, you know.
You put any topping on it or just straight vanilla?
No topping, man. No topping. Just straight vanilla ice cream. You can't mess up ice cream by putting something on the ice cream.
That's the best thing I've heard today,
I love
Paul.
it, man. I remember as a kid, I had the Fudgsicles and Fritos. That was a pretty good combination. But I've never heard of that.
It's just salty and the cheese, and then you get the vanilla ice cream. It's pretty good, man.
Oh,
So,
I know.
some people frown it, but
I know what myself and the boys are having tonight.
The big reveal.
Oh, I love it,
The big
Walt.
reveal from Walter Jones. Hey, Big Walt, great to have you on the show. The best to ever do it, Hall of Famer Walter Jones. We appreciate your time, Walt. Looking forward to catching up with you before the season starts. Thanks a lot.
I appreciate it, guys. Y'all have a good one.